Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Listen, everyone's been freaking out. Oh no, the summer season is going to be really slow. That is not the case. I have been blown away and completely impressed by the anime we have presented with us today. Today we're doing the episode 1 reactions so far to these 7 animes. Now, I know there's 8 here. We're not going to talk about My Hero Academia for obvious reasons. It's because it's trash. I'm kidding. I watched 147 episodes. I'm caught up. It's actually really good. But you probably already know about the anime, so no point in getting into it. But listen, these other 7... kind of surprising. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really excited to get into it. Listen, I saw a ton of anime content creators, freaking out like, oh no, we should just take summer off. It's gonna be so boring. What are we gonna talk about? And I saw anime viewers just like, what are we gonna watch? I got you. Listen, we're gonna be dropping a ton of content this summer season on this channel. It's gonna be a ton of fun. So many videos are in the works and already planned. So stay tuned. You're gonna have a great time and so much anime to watch. We're gonna go through these animes, and honestly, some of them are like, listen. These two, Wistoria and Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, my 2 sleepers for this season. Let's just get right into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of these, give a very, very quick, kind of description of them. And then we're going to go in depth with all 7 of them and kind of rate the first episodes, kind of what I thought, how it is, and can this sustain throughout the season, or is this going to be a dud? Because some of them might, some of them might. So, Days with My Stepsister, romance anime that is based off of character development. Alya sometimes hide her feelings in Russian. Romance anime that is like really well-rounded. Wistoria, Black Clover but better. Amazing so far. Amazing. My dear friend Nokotan, I think that's it. Nokotan? Brain rot. Brain rot. 100% brain rot. If you had VTubers and told them to make an anime, it would be this anime. It is brain rot. It is so memeable. It is hilarious. I don't know how to describe it. Watching this anime it messes with your mind. It's like, what is going on? But at the same time, you can't help but like die laughing. Brain rot. It's the best way to describe it. Failure Frame. A lot of people were comparing it to some other anime. Because of this first episode, I need to go look at that other anime and see what it's like and watch it. Since I haven't, I have no idea what it is and can't even say the name. I think it's a lot like Rising of the Shield Hero. Great MC. You love the guy. Everything bad happens to him. So you just want good things to happen and him just to be happy. And if him finding happiness is killing and punishing everyone around him who spit on him and did horrible things and said horrible things because they're horrible people, well then, you know what? I'm down.
It'll be so cool to kill them all.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it has that same vibe of Rising of the Shield Hero where great MC, but just everyone around them is just an absolute worst. They're just horrible people, so great first episode. How to Become Ordinary. Weird romance anime. I don't know how to describe it. I don't. Weird romance anime. And Pseudo Harem, lighthearted, funny romance anime. So let's take a deeper dive into them. Days with My Stepsister. I listen. For some reason, the community has a lot of people that are into some weird stuff and just looks the other way with a lot of things. Like you have a lot of weird stuff that happens in like Jobless Reincarnation. No one blinks an eye. Some other animes, it's all over the place. You know what I'm talking about. But like they see the word stepsister, and then we need to hate it. We need to hate it, right? For some random reason. I don't know why. It's like, oh my god, you made them not related. Like, chill. Like it's okay. I know it has the word stepsister in it, but like it actually seems like it's gonna be like really good. Like I said, more focused on character development. You have this guy and his dad, and you have this girl and her mom, and both the guy and the girl are very similar, where they're just kind of like alone. They're kind of just like by themselves, isolated, doing their own thing. Now, the guy, he's just making money. He just wants to work so he can pay to go to college and just be done with it. He doesn't not care about his dad, but like he's kind of just like, do whatever you want, man. I really don't care. It's your life. Just let me do my thing. And the girl really doesn't see her mom all the time. It seems like they aren't well off. Like they're not like, they're pretty poor. So whenever she's at home, her mom's out working and working like a night shift and doubles and stuff like that. So it's not they don't like their parents, but they just don't care. They just don't interact. They're just by themselves. So when they meet and they find out that their parents get married, they're like, hey, let's keep things simple and just like not like get in each other's lives. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to be anything. Just like, let's just stay out of each other's way. They both completely agree on that, and that's exactly what they both wanted. And they're like, wow, this is actually like way better than we thought. And they kind of like, each time they have those interactions, their walls kind of break down and they kind of like get real comfortable around each other and kind of just like, hey, this isn't going to be so bad. Like, I was really anxious and really worried about this, but it seems like it's going to be all right because we're just going to like not bother each other. And you can tell that there's a lot more to the story, a lot more to the characters, about their pasts and stuff, and kind of what made them who they are today. And I feel like it's going to be really based on building both characters, like character development, and just helping them grow as people. And then maybe, I guess they're going to end up dating, I guess. I think it's romance anime, so I don't know. But it seems like it's going to be like really cool, and if you like character development based animes, it seems like it might be a pretty good one. I guess sometimes tired of feeling Russian. Amazing anime. So well rounded, it's adorable, it's funny, it's a great romance anime. Now the like little thing here makes it look like it's some like ecchi harem. I don't think it's that, and I hope it doesn't turn into that. Pretty much you got the main MC, really cool guy, kind of like an otaku, kind of obsessed with anime and gacha games. He's free to play, so you know he's a bro. He's not a whale, so you gotta love that. But she is like, I don't know what it is, like yandere. I don't know those like stereotypes or whatever they're called. But she's the one that's really like shy and cold, and then she kind of like teases, so kind of like bullies a little bit. So she only cares about the MC. Everyone else, she kind of like, don't bother me, don't talk to me, like I'm good. And she messes with him a lot. But then she also says stuff in Russian, and he'll be like, hey, what did you say? She'd be like, I called you a dipshit. And he's like, oh, like okay. But really, she called him adorable. And she kind of flirts with him in Russian, so it's like really kind of sweet. You have those hot and cold moments where she's teasing him, kind of messing with him. He's getting like all kind of like flustered, and then she says something in Russian where it's like flirting, and man, is she crit hitting this guy. He's just like, because he understands Russian. That's the thing that she doesn't get. He understands Russian, so he knows what she's actually saying, and he's just trying to contain his reactions. Really kind of sweet and wholesome. Really funny. I hope it kind of stays the way it is. I mean, I really do enjoy it. So I think it's going to be a really sweet romance anime. Really funny, really adorable, great moments. I think it has the best chance to kind of go the distance and like stay very consistent and stay very good throughout the entire anime season. These are my stepsister. I can't see falling apart. You know what I mean? I think it has a better chance though of being solid the entire season. Wistoria, Wand and Sword. Oh my god. Listen, I love a bunch of different animes, but I'm not like super biased where I'm like, this is the greatest anime on earth, you have to love it too. Like, I have like critiques about animes that I like, just basic stuff. And like Black Clover is an awesome anime. It's really enjoyable, but like there is stuff to kind of like be annoyed about with it. Like, okay, it's a world full of magic where magic is everything, but Asta doesn't have magic, but he has anti-magic. I mean, he could literally defeat the strongest magic user because it negates everything. Like, that makes no sense. This actually makes sense. You know what I mean? This actually like has things that like work instead of creating a story and then going against it, right? You have this MC, and this dude is so sick. It's about magic, and magic is very, very important in this world, but there's different aspects of magic and stuff that surrounds it. It's not just like the practical use, but also like the theory behind it, and this kid is very, very smart. He also kind of has like that basic relationship with a childhood friend. They both make the deal to get super strong. Girl goes and does it, kind of like in Kaiju 8, and then he's struggling to keep up. So pretty much they have like, you know, the Wizard King from Black Clover. Imagine a bunch of them, right? And the 5 or the 7 best wizards are named the special title, and they stay up in this tower and help protect the world. Now, they both made an agreement to go and reach that point. The girl ended up being a prodigy. She is super good at it, and she worked super hard. So she ended up becoming the youngest person to be named whatever that title is. Now, he's struggling because he cannot use magic, but he's brilliant. He's really, really smart. So on the other aspects of magic, he's excelling and he's like one of the best, but he just can't use magic. But to compete, bro's got skills. He's quite literally built different. He's got super strength, like super speed, and he's really like, he's so good at observing the battlefield, the opponent. And this kid with a sword is built, there's a scene, and it is so good. You, of course, have the elitists that think they're so better, the nobility that think that they're so strong and magic is everything and that they stomp on the weak, and there's, of course, a teacher that thinks the same way, so they both spit on this kid, and the kid ends up getting stuck in the dungeon, and the MC goes to save him, and the teacher's like, hey, we gotta go in that dungeon, like, the one kid's trapped down there, and like, oh, don't worry about it, like, the MC's down there, like, we're good. And I'm sorry, I don't know the character names, because I've seen so many anime so far, in a brief amount of time, so I'm sorry. It's like, no worry, the MC's down there, he's gonna be fine. They look at this crystal ball and watch what's going on. And the one teacher's blown away and disgusted. He's like, how is this kid this strong? He shouldn't be. Magic is everything, and he can't use it, but yet he can do this. Yet he can fight that strong of an enemy. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Magic is everything. And it's the most important thing in this world. But he's the one person who's a true warrior. He's the one person that doesn't need magic. It was one of the coolest moments. It has so much potential of this anime. It is so good. It really does seem like it is Black Clover. And people are saying Mashal, I think it is. I've never seen that. But they're saying that also is like a mix. And it's just like really, really good. The animation is phenomenal. The animation is so good. There are certain scenes, it's kind of like with Demon Slayer, where like, oh, the animation is like pretty solid. And then it has some scenes where you're like, oh my god, like that's breathtaking. That is this anime. Very, very good. If I have to like secure like a #1 of the entire season, it's gonna be this anime. I hope it doesn't fall apart. But also, since it's more action based, I think people are gonna absolutely love it, and it's gonna be the anime that's talked about the most this season. My dear friend Nokotan don't know what this is. My buddy was like, hey man, did you see this? And he sent me like the opening for it, and he's like, it's been all over the place. I'm like, I haven't, but like, what is this? Brain rot. It's this girl who's a deer, and like, it is just the dumbest thing ever. The entire time I'm watching it, I'm like, what am I watching? This is so stupid, but it is so funny. There's like CGI deer in it too, so it just looks so weird. I don't know how to describe this anime other than brain rot. If you would have just like laugh and kind of like watch it. I don't know how to describe it. Just watch it and you'll be like, I get what he means. Yep, how can you describe this to somebody? I don't know, but it is like so memeable. Like, so many funny clips and memes are gonna come from this thing. It is just hilarious in every aspect. Honestly, it's not typically my thing. I prefer more like story-based animes or something with like a bit more to it. So I don't know how much I'm going to watch it this season, but if I remember correctly, it's like 4.7. So something this insane, being a 4.7, you can tell some people are really going to end up liking it. I don't know. I'm probably going to end up dropping it after the second or third episode just because it's just not my thing, but it's interesting. It's interesting. You're going to see a lot of clips online from it. I can tell you that much. Failure Frame. This is awesome. This is so good. Literally, the anime opens up with this kid getting his ass kicked by his father. Just one of those things where you're like, you just feel for the kid. It's horrible. Then he's on this bus when he's in high school. You can tell everyone around him, this elitist scumbag, rich douchebags that think they're just better than everybody. He ends up kind of standing up for this girl, and of course she's like very grateful to him. But then that makes him get picked on, and all of a sudden the entire bus, all the kids and the teacher is transported to this other world, and this goddess who, oh my god, she's just awful. She sucks, and she's like, okay, we brought you here to fight against the Demon Lord, and shocker, if you want to go home, you need the essence of the Demon Lord, so you need to beat him, so they're getting manipulated. So they're all going up, and they're, seeing how much magic they have, and kind of what class they are, and of course, he gets the weakest. And they're like, well, you know what, we've learned that the weakest student, the weakest person that we end up summoning, always drags everyone down, so we decided to get rid of them. And at first, they would just slaughter them, but that would cause kind of trauma between the kids. Shocker. So they decided, we're going to give you a chance. We're going to send you to the ruins, and if you survive, well, then we'll leave you alone. But chances are you're going to die, so, have fun, buddy. And, they sent him to the ruins, and so far he's learning how to kind of use his magic, and he's obviously going to make it out alive, and probably take a simple spell, because it says, I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells. So he's probably going to take something very simple, and then just use it to the max. But I'm super excited and I cannot wait. Like I said, it reminds me of Rising the Shield Hero, how it's just an awesome MC that you just want to be happy. Like, if anyone deserves happiness, it is this person. And if anyone deserves to be miserable, it's everybody else in the anime. So I cannot wait for him to learn how to use his magic and his spells and the tools to his disposal, get really good at it, make it out of the ruins, and then just get revenge. And I hope he does. I really hope he does. It seems like it's gonna be a really good anime. I saw a lot of people saying that they enjoyed it, that they really liked it, and the 3-episode rule. And if you don't know the 3-episode rule, you want to give every anime that you watch the first 3 episodes. Sometimes they take a little bit slower to get into. Sometimes they start off really great, but then end up falling apart. 3 episodes kind of gives you that good gist of the anime. So, watching the first 3 episodes, we're going to see how it's going to be, but I want it to be successful. I really hope that it does end up kind of going the distance and, has a good season. I think it's really, really cool. How I became ordinary, don't really know how to explain this. So there are two kids that are trying to be ordinary and live the normal high school lives. I don't know what makes them special though. Are they aliens? I have no idea. It makes no sense. The kid seems really smart, but they kind of just seem socially awkward. That really seems to be the only thing that makes them like not ordinary. So I don't know why they need to become ordinary, but it's kind of what they're doing. It's a really weird anime, but at the same time, like, it's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely above my dear friend Nokotan. Well, 100%. I did enjoy it. I liked the first episode, but I just want some like background to it. I kind of feel like they just dropped me in on the second or third episode instead of the first. Like I said, I don't know why they need to become ordinary. I don't necessarily know the point. I guess it's just going to be a slice of life where, you know, they're trying to live the ordinary life, but then they end up getting dragged into things, and that is kind of the synopsis, is that, you know, they're trying to live the ordinary lives, but things keep happening. That kind of makes it so they're not. The first episode was just him playing detective. That's all it was. And that she really wanted to go get pastries. That was it. She wanted to get pastries. He's like, oh, I gotta play detective. He solves the case. And then they get pastries, but then the ending is tragic. The ending of episode 1 is a tearjerker. Okay? You be prepared. It is awful. It is. I'm still recovering from it. You've been warned. You've been warned. But episode 1 seems pretty good. I'd like to see it have a lot more direction. But we'll see. Again, 3-episode rule. I hope it ends up being pretty good, because it seems pretty good. I like the characters. They seem cool. But yeah, I can see this one definitely falling off and definitely losing interest. So not too optimistic about it, but, you know, we'll see, and we'll just hope for the best. The more anime we have to watch, the better. So I hope it does well, but it's probably going to fall off. Pseudo Harem. Definitely going to probably fall off. I think it's pretty cool. It's cringy. It's cringy. I should have said that. It's the cringy romance anime, because it's cringy, but like in a sweet, funny way. So it's super lighthearted. I didn't like the pacing of it at all. It seemed like they completely cut up an entire anime. Like they took 5 episodes and cut up every little interaction where it's just them. And that was the episode. It was just a bunch of stitched interactions of them. So like, I don't know the concept of time in this anime. I don't know from the start of episode 1 to the end, was that like a week? Was that a couple of days? Was that a month or 2? Like, I have no idea. It just seems to be like that slice of life, show these little funny interactions between them, and then that's the anime. Because of that, and because it has really no direction, is it probably going to fall off? Most likely. Like, it's a high chance of it falling off, just because there's like, what else are you going to do? If this is the anime for the entire season, it's going to get really boring really fast and kind of just annoying, instead of actually having somewhere to go with it and more of a story, and then actually characters more so outside just them. There's like 1 or 2, but still. They're both a part of the drama club. Well, the kid is new to the school. She ends up like, hey, I want to join the drama club. I love acting and stuff. And he messes with her a little bit, but she ends up joining, and she's like the rising star. She's really good at acting, and they're both hanging out. Yeah, I think in gym, and he was just talking about. He's like, yeah, you know, every guy wants to be popular at one point and like get the ladies. And she's like, oh, you're like into romance? Didn't expect that, because like he just jokes around all the time. He's like the class clown kind of person. And he's like, yeah, of course, I want a harem. She's like, a harem? He's like, yeah. You know, gotta love his ambition. And she's like, oh, I should ask you out on a date then. And she was doing this kind of like personality, and he was like blown away. So like, pretty much what it is that she acts as his harem. She has like all these like different personalities of all the different girls in his quote unquote harem, even though it's just her. It's like she has like a cool kind of vibe to her, a tsundere kind of vibe to her, a spoiled like a spoiled kind of brat kind of personality. And it's like, because of that, it's like a little cringy, but at the same time, it's like she's a really good actor, and it's like kind of like just like wholesome and like funny. But again, if it doesn't have like more substance or more to it, it's just gonna get really old really fast and not much to it. But I thought the first episode was pretty funny. It was pretty enjoyable. But I don't know where it's going to go from here. I feel like the next episode is going to be the same thing as episode 1, and then it's going to be like, okay, this is kind of boring. So it's going to be really hit or miss. It's like a 50-50. If they find a way how to kind of let the anime breathe a little bit, instead of having it be so jam-packed of all these little interactions, and actually have more of a story and more guidance of it, it could be really good. Well, not really good. It can be solid. But if it just keeps doing this, it's gonna die after like the 3rd episode. It's just gonna be the same thing over and over again, and it's gonna be kind of like, okay, we get it. You want to see all these succeed, but definitely some of these can easily fail. Some of these are really good. I mean, last anime season was absolutely stacked, and I think some of these could have competed. Wistoria, Alya sometimes has her feelings and Russians. They could have shined last season, in my opinion. I think that they're solid. I really hope for the best for especially these two. Now, if the rest do good and have solid seasons, I'm going to be very happy. But, you know, I think a great start. I think this is way, way, way better than anyone thought this anime season was going to be. I heard that this season was going to be super slow, super boring, and have absolutely nothing. And so far, we got potential on episode 1s. So hopefully these can continue, have some follow through, and get even better. And of course, there's more than this as well. I know Shy dropped season 2. That first season seemed pretty good. I didn't hate it, almost dropped it, and not too eager to watch season 2. There's a couple that haven't come out yet. There's Oshinoko season 2. We have Fairy Tail that's dropping its new arc. So there is going to be some stuff here. I mean, there's going to be more than what we have shown here. But I mean, these 7, if any of those interest you, I recommend watching them. Definitely don't sleep on the season. If you do, you're going to miss out on some good anime. And we're going to be dropping a ton of content on this channel. I don't know if I said what kind of content. Oshinoko, Brilliant or Bust, we're going to be dropping that. I did a Hulu versus Crunchyroll, or is Hulu taking over Crunchyroll? Pretty much just talking about the Hulu library and how it's actually pretty stacked. And you'd be surprised, the Hulu originals are amazing. It has high dive originals now, and it has some really good anime in its library. Anime that even Crunchyroll doesn't have. So check out those videos. Way more videos to come. I mean, hey, let's just binge on anime. I mean, you know what I mean? It's a great time. It's good stuff. And we're going to be pleasantly surprised from the season, I believe. I hope you guys are excited. I know I am thrilled. Next time we talk about this, it is going to be the 2024 Summer Anime Mid-Season Review, where we're kind of just going to do an update on all this stuff. We're probably going to be talking about some other animes that end up dropping, and probably some of these, and we're going to talk about some that just didn't live up. So if you're excited for that, I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. But yeah, tons of content. Hope you guys are having fun. Tons of anime to watch. Hope you guys are enjoying. And if you have a favorite so far that in episode 1 surprised you this season, and I didn't talk about it here, drop in the comments down below. I'd love to check out some more. So hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.